What's up, nation? How likely are you to recommend the Raiders Report to a Raiders fan? Scale it for me down in the comments from 1 to 10. If you're 8, 9, or 10, well then hell, send this video and send a bunch of videos over there, because the more fans we get here, the more of a voice we have. So hit that subscribe button, and if you're 1, 2, 3, tell me how I can improve the show, because I'm always looking to get better at my job. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and Raiders rumors right now are hot, en fuego, caliente, however you want to describe it, it's there. And I'm telling you this right now, Manscaped is going to make sure that all of you are looking hot, caliente, and fuego as well. So go to manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping on all the best male grooming products out there. I finally got my beard game back, and huge shout out to the beard hedger. I'll tell you about it coming up here in a little bit. So what you guys are going to see on today's show is, I had somebody ask me the other day, Mitch, is there a way that you could put together some tracker of all the things that have happened around Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams? That's where we'll start today's show off. And then a little bit later on, an NFL or a former NFL GM spoke about Rodgers potentially coming to the Las Vegas Raiders. I'll tell you who I talked to over the weekend. I had a source reach out to me in terms of Las Vegas. I think you guys are really going to like that. And then more extra toppings of the latest Rodger odds. So let's start here first. The whole Rodgers trade tracker. Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show, claims that the Packers are having trade conversations without him. Doesn't really look too happy about it, because why? When he got his brand new deal, he wanted to be involved in everything. Cool. Las Vegas locally then claims that Aaron Rodgers has moved to Las Vegas. In the past, I'd say week, I've had to answer this question a lot. Who the hell is Las Vegas locally? These are the people that broke the news that Davante Adams was moving to Las Vegas. So, to me, they are a very credible name. So then what happens? Tom Brady retires. Davante Adams then posts on his Instagram story a video of him and Aaron Rodgers having a back shoulder throw on his Instagram account. I also thought it's kind of interesting that he didn't leave it in the normal color. He made it silver and black. Cool. Davante Adams then goes on Twitter, likes my tweet about, if the Raiders trade for Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to go live for 12 straight hours. I have also said that I believe that just cements the fact that Davante was talking about our show when he was introduced as the Raiders, because let's face it, we went wild, and we're going to go wild again if the Raiders trade for Rodgers. Davante then says that Aaron Rodgers is moving to his neighborhood. So remember, I was talking about Las Vegas locally. They said, hey, we hear that he's moving to Summerlin, Las Vegas. Las Vegas locally then comments on a Davante Adams tweet and said, what neighborhood is he moving to? Davante quote tweets that and says, mine. Davante Adams lives in Summerlin, Nevada. A lot of dots are starting to be crossed. Then Sim Barington, who I have come to realize was a former Packers player with Davante Adams, with Aaron Rodgers, said that he was been told that Rodgers is going to play for the Las Vegas Raiders. Anytime I see somebody say that used to be a member of both of those players' teams, and then also Davante follows him on Instagram and Twitter, light bulbs started to go off. Tay then likes another tweet of mine when Raider fans, this past weekend, Aaron Rodgers was in a golf tournament, and Raider fans are yelling, Raiders. And I said, man, that is a big smile on the face of Aaron Rodgers. Davante Adams likes that tweet. Rodgers says then in a press conference with the media at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, he's like, hey, man, like, what fan base do you hear the most out here? It's basically like Raider Nation. And we know Raider Nation always seems to travel. So if you want more Raiders news, analysis, I promise you this, I am dedicated to this YouTube channel. My last 2 off days, I made a video from my bathroom. I made a video from my living room. Why? Because I'm just a fan just as much as y'all. When I see new stuff, I want to be able to provide the content. I don't want you to miss anything. As you can see, a lot of stuff, and we're about halfway through this tracker. So subscribe and turn on those noties. All right, let's keep on going here. There was a report that came out over the weekend that Rodgers wants to play for the Raiders over the Jets. I do believe right now 2 teams that are definitely connected him the most are those 2 teams, and if we're being real, I would never want to play for the Jets. Send me to Las Vegas. Adams and Rodgers trade tracker continued. Adams at the Pro Bowl. He's a very good receiver. Has he said that he might be trolling people a little bit? That's fine. But there is a lot of trolling going on. Scores a touchdown in the Pro Bowl and does the Aaron Rodgers touchdown celebration, which Jeremy has informed me it is the discount double check. I don't care what it's called. I know that he did it because of Aaron Rodgers. Then what happens? Davante starts getting asked even more questions at the Pro Bowl, and he said 1,000,000% he would support the Raiders trading for Rodgers. 1,000,000% is, I think it's a pretty high amount. I'm not going to lie to you. Adams then also saying that playing with Aaron Rodgers would be a dream scenario. I mean, think about it. You go, I get it. Rodgers, Derek, you can say what you want. Derek's not in the same world. Derek and Davante, very good friends. But you're going from a fringe top 15 quarterback in Derek Carr to a 4-time NFL MVP. I get it. Rodgers is coming off a little bit of a bad year. But I'll take a bad year from Rodgers because the last 2 times we saw him with Davante, MVP. Yep, sign me up. Then Adams says that he is 100% recruiting Rodgers to the Raiders. If you want to see any of this stuff, and I have been tweeting it out on Instagram, Twitter, at MitchellRents365. Don't be afraid to go check it out over there. There's a lot of different stuff to be able to handle here because I get it. I'm a busy guy. You're a busy guy. Some of y'all don't even know what YouTube is, but hey, we are here after all. Then this one, which I made this video late last night. Las Vegas locally claims Josh McDaniels is telling people the Raiders will trade for Aaron Rodgers. Las Vegas locally has been pretty spot on in terms of covering Davante Adams, and it seems like they might have a source here with Aaron Rodgers. I know one thing, I have been talking to Las Vegas locally very often this week, trying to get even more scoops, and if anything else breaks, you know that I'm going to be making a video around it. I know this, we just said if anything breaks, and we actually have some breaking news right now, and it's from our sponsor, Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Make sure you use code Raiders at checkout because Manscaped is now selling beard products. That's right. Our friends at Manscaped have gone from Balls Mafia to Beard Mafia in 2023 to keep you well-groomed from the head to the toe with their brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. In this package, it all starts with the Beard Hedger. This cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel with 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. So no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. Sculpt your beard to a championship level this season with Manscaped and tame your mane by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with code Raiders. So get 20% off and free shipping with our code Raiders at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use code Raiders. Avoid the blitz and take your beard to the promised land this year with the new Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro Kit. I'll also say this, I love this thing so much because it does help me manage my beard. I would say probably just until the last year or two I've been able to grow a adult-like beard, right? And it was a little bit thin in certain spots. This helps me, use conditioner. The way I would explain is you condition your hair, hopefully. You use shampoo in your hair, hopefully, right? You wash your body. You also got to take care of your beard as well. And when you're on air or you do a show like I do, hell, if you go out in public, this thing is well worth it, right? So from your head up, down to your toes, if your girl wants to lick you from your head to your toes, Manscaped's going to help you do that. Manscaped.com, code Raiders. Let's go. We're going to keep this story rolling here because we got to be able to face the facts. When I think I spend, I'm not shitting you, every 15 minutes looking at my phone, checking my DMs, reaching out to people, is there anything new on Aaron Rodgers? These rumors are about as hot as they've ever been. And the story that we're going to go back to a little bit here is Rodgers picks the Raiders over the Jets. There was a report that came out that Rodgers told his agent he would rather play for the Raiders than the Jets. There's a little bit of smoke there, right? So now I saw today an article released by the New York Daily News, which they have been Aaron Rodgers. And there's always people that I do believe know things before other people. I mean, they put out an article today that said, forget about Aaron Rodgers. The Jets need to be proactive and go after Derek Carr. Their biggest reason why? Because Aaron is an uncertainty. And the New York Jets need to be able to plan right now. They want to know who their quarterback's going to be. With the deadline of February 15th right around the corner, you know that Derek Carr is going to be available before Aaron Rodgers. This is what the New York Daily News had to say on trading for DC. If the Jets were smart, they would try to trade for Carr before the 15th deadline. Yes, Rodgers is potentially available for a trade, but no one knows precisely he wants to do. So, you have report coming out. Rodgers rather have the Raiders over the Jets. The New York Daily News, now they're linking themselves away from Rodgers and to Green Bay. The number one place that you need to look always is what Vegas is telling you, because they know. They always seem to know. Remember when the Raiders line jumped in that game when Derek got benched? It was -6. I tweeted out, this means Derek's getting benched. 10 minutes later, he's benched. Well, the Raiders are now -150. I'm going to say that again. -150 to have Aaron Rodgers on their team if he decides not to go back to the Green Bay Packers. So 150 Raiders, 250 Jets. Rodgers this weekend literally said he's not going to San Francisco, and then there's the Buccaneers. So if it's a two-way race between the Raiders and the Jets, and then, yeah, you got to throw in the Packers in there, dude, I'm telling you what, there's a lot of smoke around right now. Rodgers coming to Las Vegas. Then today on ESPN, former NFL GM Mike Tannenbaum believes that the Raiders are going to trade for Rodgers. Why? Because it's the best fit for Rodgers. I mean, you've seen this whole song and dance Davante's been doing. We know that Rodgers really missed Davante this past season. It would not surprise me whatsoever if they wanted to get back together a little bit. So my question to you is this. What % chance are the Raiders going to trade for Aaron Rodgers? You know, usually I do 1 just win baby, 2 just win babies. I want a percentage. Is it a 100% chance? Is it a 50% chance? 25, 0, 1. Whatever % chance you think it is, let me know, because I do know this. After I tell you what my source said, you might change your mind. So this weekend, everybody was in Las Vegas. I'm making phone calls. I start DMing a few of my friends. Somebody reaches out to me, and unfortunately, I'm not allowed to reveal their name, and he flat out told me, Aaron Rodgers wants to be a Raider. And I said, well, give me a little bit more information. Tell me what you're thinking here. He basically goes in depth and talks about how he met Davante this weekend. He's run into people that know Aaron Rodgers very well, and he said that Rodgers is not going to cost nearly as much as what I and many people think out there. He flat out told me that Rodgers is going to tell the Packers, you got 2 options. Either A, I'm going to retire, or B, you're going to trade me to the Raiders. The reason why I think this is interesting and the reason why I made him go in depth a little bit more, he told me it goes all the way back to when Rodgers said he'd be willing to restructure his contract. When he told me, all right, you're going to be willing to restructure your contract, he's willing to do that because he knows if he goes to Las Vegas over New York, because of taxes alone, he's going to be saving millions. Like, you look at the Aaron Rodgers deal compared to New York to Las Vegas, if he were to just keep the deal the same, he makes over $10 million just by going to the Raiders. So if he was able to restructure his contract just a little bit, he's still going to be making more money than he would by going to New York. So that's tip of the cap, number 1. Number 2 is Rodgers does want to play with Davante Adams again, and it seems like Adams and him know something. Then you got Las Vegas locally throwing out as much as they've been throwing out. I got a guy here who I trust very much. Has he led me in the wrong direction once or twice? Yeah, I'll be real with you. He has. But he's also led me down the path of being a lot more right than he's been wrong. So if it's the truth that Rodgers does want to be a Raider, that he would rather play for this team than the New York Jets, and that it's not going to cost as much, I mean, shit, he told me that it's not going to cost the Raiders the number 7 pick. We'll see if that happens or not, but I'm telling you right now, if it doesn't cost the number 7 pick to get Aaron Rodgers, you are crazy not to want the 4-time NFL MVP suiting up in silver and black.